Welcome to Same Cast Different Day podcast, where we are live and unfiltered. I'm Martel Rowland.
I'm Tina Marie.
I'm
And we
Big
got
Mama M's.
You know,
Hey,
I
y'all.
was told that we not going. I could have sworn I explained you that we was not.
Okay. Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm tired of black people.
Shit, you just call me M's. Yeah, for short.
It just
Nobody
don't.
ever say
It just don't.
emeralds. Emeralds. It's too
It just
long. Just
don't make
say
no
M's.
sense. Anywho, let's talk about what we here for today. Donald Trump and Elon Musk is having a whole Twitter beef online. Well, actually, Elon will post on Twitter, and then Trump was posting on Truth Social. But anyways, Trump threatens Musk, saying that Musk is going to face serious consequences if Elon was to go fund Democrats. He said in an NBC interview. The Washington Post says that behind the scenes, Donald Trump called Elon a quote big time drug addict, and that weeks before Elon left the White House, he had a physical altercation with Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent. I think that's how it's Bessent, or one of those ways how you pronounce his name, in the West Wing of the White House. Elon Musk had tweeted out, without me, Trump would have lost the election. Dems would control the House, and Republicans would be 51-49 in the Senate. And in another post after that saying such ingratitude, Trump responded to Elon. Trump's response: Elon was wearing. Oh wait, yeah, I was right. Trump response: Elon was wearing thin, and I asked him to leave. I took away his EV mandate that forces everyone to buy electric cars that nobody else wanted. That he knew he knew for months. He knew about this for months. I was going to do it. He knew I was going to do it, and he just went crazy. Musk responded with such an obvious lie, so sad. Then Trump responds, "Ooh, why did I got two T's right there?" Trump responds with the easiest way to save money in our budget, billions and billions of dollars, is to terminate Elon's government subsidies and contract. I was always surprised that Biden didn't do it. Then Elon responds, this just gets better and better. Go ahead, make my day." While Trump was on live TV talking about Elon Musk, Elon had also tweeted out, responding in real time, saying that whatever keep I'm sorry, I had a bird. Whatever keep the EV solar incentives whatever keep the EV solar incentives cuts in the budget, even though no oil and gas subsidies are touched. Very unfair, but ditch the amount of disgusting pork in the bill. In the history of civilization, there has never been a legislation that both big and beautiful. Every There's never been a legislation that is both big and beautiful. Everyone knows that. Either you get big and ugly or slim and beautiful bill. Slim and beautiful is the way. And then some might ask, who is Elon to demand that the bill be rewritten by the government? And then him saying that Trump wouldn't won an election without him. Well, Elon is the richest man in the United States. During the 2024 election cycle, Elon donated $288 million in funds. This is per the election commission. That made Elon the single largest political donor in the entire presidential cycle. And with that money comes power and influence, and which is why we had this whole Doge thing created when he created Doge, because all we know that these large corporations and rich people, they throw all their money behind political people to get favors later on down the line. And what did Elon get? Doge was created, and he was able to go cancel contracts that other companies had and gave his own company contracts to make money off of. Donald Trump's former advisor, Steve Bannon, says that he will be advising Donald Trump to conduct an investigation into Elon Musk to deport Elon from the country because Steve Bannon believes that Elon Musk is an illegal immigrant. Steve Bannon to the New York Times, and a quote from the former investigation. Wait, that's why I messed up. Okay, he said to the New York Times, and quote, a formal investigation of his immigration status, because I am a strong belief. Oh God, this is why I hate when. Okay, because I am of the strong belief that he is an illegal alien and should be deported from the country immediately and banned. And said he will be advising the president to cancel all of Elon Musk's contracts, launch several investigations into Elon Musk, and begin deportation proceedings of Elon. This is a lot.
It is a lot.
This is a lot that was going on.
Fighting, wasn't they?
And so, I mean, like it was just so crazy how like at the beginning of the year they were just so buddy, and is now they're like bitter enemies of each other after all this time. And then, like I said, like, you created Doge, and Doge went in there and cut and got all these people fired from their jobs. He cut all these government contracts. He took away money from the farmers. They basically stopped sending FEMA out to help people, and so we did all this cutting just for you to create this big beautiful bill to add on another $2 to $3 trillion just to give larger rich people tax cuts.
I still feel like it's all fake, though. I feel like this whole beef between him and Trump is like orchestrated for some other reason. Like it's still, I feel like it's gonna be something behind it. Because to me, it don't really make any sense. Yeah, Elon Musk behavior has been very erratic. Especially because we have talked about all the pills or drugs he supposedly was on. And then I've seen some videos of people who were allegedly Elon Musk, like with these ticks, or he was being interviewed and like he was like having like these ticks and stuff. And then people were like, oh, he on drugs. And then he came into the White House with that black eye.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, it's easy right now with all of this information that we're being given to make Elon Musk seem unhinged. But then I kind of felt like when Elon Musk started like spouting off at the mouth, like I feel like it took a while for Trump to say something. And then I still feel like that this ain't really what Trump wants to say. Like it don't sound like Trump to me. Like some of the stuff, because we know Trump can be very outlandish every other time. And I feel like this is a little bit muted. He's not really being himself. So I feel like it's staged for something else, for some other reason why they doing it.
Well, some would say it is to take the attention away from other things that's going on. Me personally, I really think that they are beefing, to be honest.
They don't make any sense to me. It just don't feel right. It just don't feel right to me.
I mean, you're right. It does. In a way, it kind of doesn't feel right. But then, after these other things that was said, and then it kind of make more sense of why. Because it's almost like, okay, I paid all this money to get you into the White House, and now you're gonna turn your back on me. And then the whole point of me getting you into the White House is for me to get more government contracts. And then put it that way, like they said, push these EV bills to try to force people to buy EV cars, considering that's what I make my money off of. It's all the Tesla electric cars.
That's not his only source.
It's not his only source of income, but
he might have contracts, and maybe not for the EV cars just yet. But they may.
Well, no, one of the contracts that he took over was for the like the communication for like airplanes and stuff like that, which I believe it was T-Mobile or Verizon who had the contract at first. They had just got awarded the contract probably like 2 years ago, where they're supposed to update the system for people, the air pilots can be able to contact air traffic control. Just supposed to update the whole system, and then he comes in and just cancels the contract to get a contract to himself. So basically, he's been taking canceling government contracts that was already in place and giving them to his company Starlink.
But we knew that what was supposed to be happening. So for it to stop or for Trump to be against it all of a sudden, why?
Because the oil and gas industry came at him, was like, hey, we don't like this initiative because that's going to cost us more money. There's going to be less people buying gas cars. There's less gas cars in the road, which means there's less people buying gas and oil. That's costing us money. And so what we're going to do is behind closed doors, write you a fat check, and then we're going to need you to make this go away.
But I thought he wasn't supposed to be accepting gifts.
He's not, but we see he already did it with the airplane. It's written in the Constitution that they're not supposed to accept gifts, but this is what happened. But then let's go back to when we were talking about last week with the pardons where it was like somebody did a favor for Trump, or they donated money to his campaign and he got one of their family members pardoned. You could basically buy a pardon now from Donald Trump, and that's literally what he's doing. Either I'm gonna need you to do a favor for me politically, which means you might have to go out and talk about how good I am, how best I am for the country, make me look good, and in return, I'll pardon your brother, your sister, your wife, whoever you're trying to get out of jail, or you can make this $1 million donation to this Trump campaign or the Republican campaign, and then I'll get your people out of jail.
Okay, I hear you, but then these are like some really serious allegations that Elon is saying for all to see. So then it's like, what are going to be the consequences of what Elon is saying? Like, is there going to be some type of investigation? You get what I'm saying? Like, I kind of feel
but by us having a majority Republicans, everything now, because everything is all Republican, it will have to be. So it basically in Congress, they have to vote, or it have to be somebody brings to the floor like, hey, we need to open up investigation on such and such. And I believe they got to have a certain amount of votes to be able to open up an investigation. So there's somebody to really say, yeah, we should investigate this on behalf of the American people there, then it's just not going to happen.
Can they investigate him for multiple things at one time, like accepting the gifts,
I believe so,
doing favors for donations, the pardons? Can they bring that all at one time?
I believe so. I don't know if they can do it all. I don't know if they all can do that at one time. So I believe if they file for articles of impeachment, then they can use all that stuff, is bring it up. And then if they go through articles of impeachment, then they bring all this to the floor, then it has to be investigated. But then once again, you still got to have a certain amount of Republicans to vote for an impeachment in order for that process to happen.
Okay. We'll see how this turn out. We'll see how it turn out.
So some people are saying that Trump is trying to distract the American public after Elon. Oh, why did I say music? I know I was typing too fast. After some say who's trying to distract the American public after Elon Musk says that Trump is in the Epstein files. That's why they haven't been released. Yet, one day later, after Kilmar Garcia is on a flight back to the United States, the Trump administration for months refused to facilitate his return back to the U.S. And they said they could not facilitate a return back to the U.S. Now he has been indicted in Tennessee, which is crazy because I think he lived in New York somewhere. But he's been indicted in Tennessee, which has led to the chief of Tennessee Criminal Division and U.S. Attorney Office to resign because he believed the indictment was a political reason. Was for political reasons. The indictment was issued 2 weeks ago, and they waited to release this indictment one day after the Department of Justice was having a PR crisis about Epstein, and Trump now intends instead is talking crap. I keep messing up. Okay. So basically, the day after they announced that Kilmar is coming back, this was the day they announced he was coming back. There was the day after they announced that he was going to be coming back and facing charges, which I believe, I forgot what the charges was. What's the trafficking? I can't remember.
I think it was trafficking and then something about underage children.
Yeah. So they basically yeah, we're gonna bring Kilmar back. We're gonna say he's been charged with trafficking and all these other kind of things. And this will get the media to stop talking about the Epstein file. So we can get people to stop talking about the Epstein file, and then we don't have to answer questions about why we're not releasing these Epstein files to the public, because it's just like you said, it's just a whole coincidence that as soon as Elon says something about these Epstein files, now you got Kilmar coming back on the plane and he's being charged. And all the media is talking about Kilmar coming back on the plane and being charged. And nobody's talking about the Epstein files now, about Trump, about Elon saying that Trump is in the files.
That's why I said there's some serious allegations against them, and are they going to investigate? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. In other Trump news, it is also estimated that Trump's big beautiful bill will rip away health care from 16 million Americans. The bill is also to add 2.4 trillion million. I said trillion million. Oh my God. 2.4 trillion to our national debt to fund giant tax handouts for billionaires, says a nonpartisan report, in which it was saying like this will allow Jeff Bezos to go buy a new yacht with his tax without him having to pay taxes. Basically, a lot of these billionaires will not be paying federal taxes, and if they do pay federal taxes, they'll be paying less than federal taxes than the normal middle class American citizen who get up and go to work every day.
That's some bull.
In other Trump news, Trump appoints a 22-year-old former garden and grocery store assistant to lead counterterrorism unit at the Department of Homeland Security. ProPublica Thomas Fuggy. How do I? I'm trying to pronounce that. I think it's Fudagi. Thomas Fudagi, whatever. Y'all don't know how many times I went back and I was typing this. I'm like, is that really right? Like, let me go back and make sure. Yeah, that's how that's spelled. I'm like, okay. He graduated from the University of Texas at San Antonio just 12 months ago. After he is currently leading the Center for Prevention Program and Partnerships at in the Department of Homeland Security. He has no security or law enforcement experience. He is now overseeing over $18 million worth of DHS programs to prevent domestic terrorism. He has no Homeland Security experience. He interned at the Heritage Foundation, and now he's overseeing a government main hub for terrorism prevention.
At 22 years old with no experience,
He getting ready to send all our asses back across seas. He getting ready to we finna all our black asses.
See, that's crazy because I had one, because now that you said like we talking, it was this one guy, and he was saying that go back to Africa. I'm like, why are you telling people to go back to Africa? Like, we was born here in the United States. Like,
right.
We've never been to Africa, so how can we go back to a place that we never been? Like,
never visited, not yet.
Like, make sense. A lot of us has never been. Like, most people who are of I was gonna say middle class and lower, who are black and that were born in the USA, has never been to Africa.
Mm-mm.
Nope.
And then I'm gonna need to realize that Africa is a continent, not a country.
It's a very
no, for real.
It's a very big continent.
Right. Like, I'm gonna need for y'all to like learn the difference. So the Supreme Court decision on discrimination. Workplace
this was up for, I didn't know this was happening. So this is interesting.
Workplace discrimination not only applies to minorities, justices said members of a majority group do not have to meet a higher standard to prove that they too was discriminated against. The justices ruled in favor of a straight white woman from Ohio who lost out on a workplace promotion to her gay co-worker twice. She sued, saying that she lost those job opportunities because her boss was gay, and she says he discriminated against her on a bias of sex and sexual orientation because she was straight. And appeals court agreed with the company, saying because the woman was part of a majority group, meaning because she was a white and straight woman, in order to prove that she suffered workplace discrimination in the court of law, she would have to meet a higher standard. For years, federal courts, but not all, have required those of oh shit, lost my ears. Those in majority groups, meaning like men, white people, or majority in other majority groups, to meet a slightly higher standard to prove that they suffer workplace discrimination by using something called background circumstances. Today, all 9 justices said that said that was flat wrong and a blatant violation of not only civil rights acts but a violation of the Supreme Court.
Really?
It keep coming out.
That's what he said. Okay, I quit. I'm sorry.
Just nasty, Effa. Just nasty.
Well, you said unfiltered, so yeah. I'm just saying, you
uh,
said unfiltered, so why not?
uh, uh,
Cheers.
oh my God, I can't stand y'all right now. I swear.
Oh, you'll be all right.
Nothing. That's your fault. You lost stuff and had to do stuff. You stopped talking. That's what you get.
You left opportunity for me to act the fool, so well.
He don't even know where he was at.
Get your shit together. Get your shit together.
Where was I at, Tina? Help me. Wait.
Yeah, you stopped for a long time, so shit.
I'm just.
So today, all 9 justices said that was flat wrong and a violation of not only civil rights acts, but also a violation of the Supreme Court precedent.
I see. This heifer ain't like, she ain't say page, whatever. Just this heifer.
I don't see this right now.
It ain't even numbered. Okay, my bad. I should have numbered them too. The majority opinion was written by liberal justice. It's a Khadija. How you pronounce her name?
Katanji.
I'm gonna have to ask Alexa later. I'm gonna say Katanja Brown Jackson, who wrote the Civil Rights Act draws no distinctions between majority group plaintiffs and minority group plaintiffs. The provision focuses on individuals rather than groups, bearing discrimination against any individual because of protected characteristics. Congress left no room for courts to impose special requirements on majority groups plaintiffs alone. This means that I made a typo. This means that no court can apply the higher standard rules to a plaintiff in a majority group who is trying to prove he or she was discriminated against. That means it is going to be easier to bring a possible win, so-called reverse discrimination law, when a plaintiff is a man. If a plaintiff is a man, is a white or not gay. For the Ohio woman case, it would get a fresh look in the lower federal courts. This time, the federal judges will be looking at the discrimination claims without holding her to the background circumstances, higher burden of proof. Not smoking that shit.
Well, maybe the person who got picked up for the job just was a better fit based on their skill set and education and experience.
I said that too.
And they just happened to be gay. And then the fact
so why she feel discriminated against just because they met the criteria?
Yeah, she got passed up twice though, right?
Yeah.
So bitch, you ain't doing it. So what the hell you mad for? You just not the person for the job.
She's just mad because he was gay and got the job and she didn't.
Yes.
And all this
But bitch,
during
if you ain't
Pride Month.
qualified for it, oh well. You ain't just ain't qualified for it.
Oh, before I forget, happy Pride, everybody. I didn't
Happy
do anything Pride
Pride.
related.
Hi.
I didn't do anything Pride related because I didn't. They had some comedy person at Pride Fest yesterday, and then Friday they had Jordan Sparks. I didn't know one Jordan Sparks song, so I'm like, I'm not gonna pay for that. And then Thursday I had no clue who was there. So yeah, because only so Jordan Sparks songs I know. This love feels like a battlefield, a
I've been
battlefield.
I've been trying to get you to go see Megan at the end of this month.
Y'all know, you know I'm poor.
No, you're
Oh,
not.
Help me.
excuses.
No,
I've
you're
been trying
not.
to get you to go.
I am poor. Oh,
No, you're not.
and that water bill come out this month. I am poor.
You mean the water bill that's due every 3 months?
Right.
Yeah, it's due at the end of
And you
this.
can pay it next month?
Who did they charge you a fee?
You can pay
Of
the
what?
fee.
I don't know what the fee is, but I want to pay the damn fee for it
Well,
being late.
$5.
I don't know. What was that piece of crumb right there the whole time? I don't know. Um,
What is wrong
Where's
with you?
your cup at?
I'm not drinking because of yesterday. We'll get to that after Tina's part of the
That's a damn shame.
show. We'll get to that after Tina's part of the show.
Oh Lord.
Housing crisis in the middle of this is by I found this story on Elizabeth Warren's TikTok page. In the middle of a housing crisis, Republicans are seeking line. I said seeking, but it's not seeking. I'm sorry, I had a burp. Republicans are sneaking lines into their big beautiful bill that could actually raise your rent. Real estate software companies like RealPage uses AI to get around fixed price fixing laws and to help landlords collude to hike up the cost of rent across this country. State and local governments saw this happening and were trying to put a stop. That should be a stop. It was trying to put a stop to their scheme, but Republicans just threw the software companies through the software companies a lifeline. There's a line in Trump's big beautiful bill that will bar states from directly regulating AI, which gives companies like RealPage the green light to continue their AI scheme to raise your rent. This provision has nothing to do with our budget. It's saying that states cannot make their own laws, which the Senate can't do. Call your senator and tell them to vote against this big beautiful bill.
It's stupid.
And that's all I have. And now we can head over to Tina Marie for her updates on the Sade Robinson case, and then she's
Um,
going to do a deep dive on the Diddy trials.
Oh yeah, it's a real.
mm-mm.
So let's do a recap on Sade Robinson, okay? So the trial continued this week. A little recap. Sade Robinson, who was 19 years old, was murdered and dismembered April of last year. Maxwell Anderson, who was 34-year-old white male, the trial started. He was arrested and charged with murder, along other charges. And the trial started this April 28th. Okay. The defense attorney that was appointed, his name was Anthony Cotton for Anderson, and the jury consisted of 12 women and 3 men. That also includes the backup jurors. So this past week, the jury got a chance to see evidence after a search of Anderson's residence. The police recovered a firearm and axe, several knives in the upstairs unit, 51 knives in the kitchen, multiple knives in the living room, and 2 knives in this bedroom. Now, all of the
Who
knives,
has 51
dog,
knives in their house?
dog.
I don't even think I got 51 knives in my house. Like what?
Right. Nigga, you ain't no chef. What the fuck wrong with you?
It was a lot. I was like, why? Right? So they
Mm.
tested all of these knives, and none of them had blood on them. Okay. They also saw pictures of the basement that had a workbench and a makeshift bedroom that Anderson has set up down there. Also, when they searched his home, they located the shirt that he was wearing during his date with Robinson that was in the dryer. Then they had looked for so we all know about the bus cam footage of a
Mm-hmm.
person that was allegedly Maxwell Anderson and what he had on during that day, including that backpack. Yep, that right there. So that sweatshirt that he had on there was found a week later on April 12th of last year, two doors down in a neighbor's outside garbage can. It matched the sweatshirt, and it was a logo on the sweatshirt that matched the one that they found. In the pockets, they found 3 boxes of matches, a pocket knife, and a small flashlight was also found. And there was DNA from Maxwell Anderson and Sade Robinson on that article of clothing. They talked about briefly a bloody glove was found on the beach where Sade Robinson's leg was found. I did not find any other information that said um, if it was actually blood and whose DNA it was. Then it looks like Anderson's ex girlfriend got on the stand. She testified. Um, she actually called the authorities after she saw that he was arrested because she wanted to give insights into his character. She told authorities that he was more of a private individual. And then she got to talking about a special place that Anderson would take her. It was a beach. And she asked Anderson the name of the beach, and he wouldn't tell her because he didn't want her to bring back anybody over there to that spot, like if they ever broke up. So he would never tell her the name of the beach. And shortly after she gave authorities this information, uh, they took her to the beach, and she confirmed they took her to the beach where Sade Robinson's leg was found, and she did confirm that it was the same beach that Anderson used to take her. She also told them of hidden compartments in Anderson's home, um, some shelves with false backs, a bathroom vanity with a concealed area underneath it, and a closet in the living room that was concealed behind an entertainment center. She also denied that Maxwell Anderson was abusive to her during their relationship. Then they continued on with Maxwell Anderson's phone, where they found several pictures of Sade Robinson that had been deleted. Y'all all know that once you delete something, it's not really gone, right? So I just want to put that out there. Also, a text message that went to Sade Robinson's phone from Maxwell Anderson's phone the morning after, so April 2nd, 2024, reading, "Morning, how is work going?" Okay. The prosecution and the defense rest their case on June 5th, which was day 8 of the trial. The defense did file a motion to dismiss all charges in the case, which was denied by the judge, right? So then the jury, June 5th was Thursday. So the jury deliberated the rest of that night. I think might have been like 2 or 3 more hours after the prosecution and the defense rested their cases. Then they came in Friday morning, this past Friday morning, and deliberated for an hour and came to a conclusion. Okay. Um, all in all, for the case, and I thought this was crazy because, you know, the little bit of information they actually gave us versus what was actually presented in court was crazy. So the prosecution put together nearly 500 exhibits of evidence and called 62 witnesses to the stand. I was like, wow, it didn't even seem like that much, right?
Right, especially for the time frame of the trial.
Yeah, and I mean, they had a little bit over a year to put their case together. 500 articles for evidence, that's a lot to look at, right?
Right.
Anderson himself did not take the stand during the trial. Okay. So Friday morning, we got the news that Maxwell Anderson was found guilty of first-degree homicide, mutilating a corpse, and arson of property other than a building. His sentencing is scheduled on Friday, August 15th.
Good riddance.
Yeah.
And I
Exactly.
still feel like the daddy
Such a
has
sick
something to
son
do
of a
with that.
bitch.
Consider how fast the dad sold the house that all this was supposed to happen in. I still feel like the dad has something to do with it, or he knows a lot more than he's leading on.
And we still haven't authorities still haven't located her head. also.
What the fuck?
Yep.
So
So,
it's still her head is still out here. Oh
yep.
my god.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So they
Yes,
found it. They found everything else, right? At least
yes. I was
except her head.
reading.
Oh my
Yeah, from
god.
what I was reading, it sounded like the only thing that was left was the head.
Oh
Yeah,
my goodness.
that's unfortunate, right? So I hope. And then I did see something where it looks like the parents of Sade Robinson are filing civil suits now.
Yeah, I saw that.
Hmm. Well, that trial comes to an end, but another one is still continuing on. Diddy, P. Diddy, Sean Combs' brother Love. Wait a
Lord
minute, why you
Jesus.
got this up? Why you got this up? Okay, so
That's what's the picture of him in court.
no, put the picture back up. Hold on, I got the little story time. Okay, so I was reading somewhere, I can't remember on what blog or whatever article I was reading, where Diddy asked the artist to soften him up a bit because she was making him look like a koala bear.
He do like koala bear. Little ugly ass.
Because he ain't got no just for men in that motherfucker.
That yeah, his true age is starting to show. It's already
Oh
showing.
my god, yes. What's that above his eyebrow? It looked like somebody like punched him or something right there. Did y'all hear that he was mad that the guy I can't remember his name that killed the United Healthcare executive? He was mad because he was getting better treatment than Diddy.
Mm.
So Diddy
Oh,
was able
okay.
because him and Diddy is in the same jail. So Diddy was mad that the guy who did the killing of the United Healthcare person is getting treated better than him by the other prison inmates.
Oh, okay.
I need him to get a life.
Right. This is a joke.
Y'all. Wait a minute.
That sounds like Diddy Diddler.
TBI.
Who the hell need a damn battery in a smoke alarm?
Not me.
You know it's me. Why are you even playing like that? Just want to pretend that smoke detector been beeping for about 3 months,
That's
y'all.
the damn shame. You need your ass to. You need to go flush that battery.
And I got it too. That's the thing. I got
How the
it.
hell you gonna know?
So
It's a
my
fire.
thing is like, how low was the battery when you started telling me it was low? If it's still beeping 3 months later. You know, I'm stubborn. Anyway, so on to this Diddy trial. So his RICO trial continues. I forgot how long they said it was gonna be. Do you remember? I don't. Oh
I
wow.
don't remember.
Okay. So this week it was quite a few people called to the stand, so I got a lot of information. Okay. So first they started out with a hotel security guard from the hotel incident where we all saw the video with him and Cassie, right? So
Mhm.
he got on the stand, he invoked his Fifth Amendment rights. And it is believed that he was going to go discuss an immunity deal and he would have been back on the stand. Okay. Um, After that happened, the prosecution and the defense continued a line of questioning with Mia, right? So, little recap: Mia was, this is a false name and her identity. Yep, there you go. She was one of Diddy's former assistants. Um, she was questioned about her desire to please Diddy, despite the alleged abuse that occurred between them. If you didn't catch the last episode, kind of sounds like there was some just sexual abuse, so on and so forth, going on here too, right? The defense brought in text messages that Mia sent Diddy that shows Mia wasn't under Diddy's grip anymore. So Mia asserted that it was all psychological and she was brainwashed by Diddy. She did not seek medical attention and did not call the police, alleging she would not have been allowed to do so. Then she got to talking about Cassie, saying Cassie was like a sister to her, but she did not disclose everything, including the alleged sexual assaults. Saying that they did not talk about everything because Diddy had his ways of finding out, end quote. like stealing their phones and putting tracking devices on Cassie's cars, right? So she was eventually fired. She testified that she was awarded $400,000. She said that wasn't, and she never sued Diddy for that money, but it was rather a severance pay. Then the defense attorney suggested that Mia was fired due to alcoholism, but she denied that. She said that Diddy took away a TV show and credit she was promised. What TV show? I was trying to think real hard. It's like these little tidbits of information that's dropping. I'm like, who is Mia? Like, he was her assistant, and it was a TV show.
The only thing I can think of was he was
The band?
they did start filming Make It a Band, but it just stopped. Like the filming just
Yeah.
stopped. It was like they did. I know they did like all the audition part of the show, but anything past the auditions, it just went up in smoke. So that might be what they're talking about.
Yeah, gotta be. That's the only show that I know of that.
I'm gonna have to Google that information. Who was Diddy's assistant during making the band?
Yeah, it was supposed to be Making a Band 3 because
I remember
like that.
But she testified. So she said she didn't sue him. Yeah, he took away this stuff, but she got the $400,000, and she wasn't blacklisted because apparently she worked with Madonna after she was fired from working with Diddy. And then she's finally off the stand. That was a long line of testimony for her. She was up there like 3 days, I think, or something like that. So then they called to the stand the director of sales and marketing at the hotel. After they got done with Mia, her name is Sylvia Oken. She testified that Diddy will often book rooms under an alias, but they would be paid by a bad boy employee with his American Express card. So Diddy's American Express card. Then the prosecution showed the jury hotel records that show Cassie was listed as a guest under some of these reservations. Then they showed 2 bills for hotel stays of his. One listed a charge for $500 in oil damage.
Damn.
And
That's yeah. All right.
And another bill for $300 for cleaning drapes and going to buy him 5 candles. And then that ended her testimony. Yeah. Okay. Right. Now, something fun. I wish we could have had her interview, but it was hilarious. So it was a woman that was in a courtroom on day 15 of the trial that got thrown out after getting up and yelling, "It's not an effing game. They're coming for you." Right. So I was like, is she talking to Diddy? Like, that's, to me, is what I would have thought it was, but it was completely the opposite. She explained in an interview with BBC that the outburst was related to the people laughing at Diddy, and she did not think it is funny that people are laughing at, quote, Black American legacy being destroyed.
Oh, here we go with this shit. That's just like a parent being in denial with their child, saying that, "Oh, that ain't my child." Yes, the fuck it is.
I was like, I was not expecting her to
That
say
is not black excellence or whatever the fuck she said. That is terrible. The shit that he's doing to these women.
So apparently she had been barred from coming in the courtroom before, and she's known to like cause an uproar in like the news outlets that be standing outside. I was like, how'd she get into that courtroom?
Was she one of those people that was paid to wear the t-shirt outside the court?
Right. No, they ain't look, and shit at this point they ain't have to pay the bitch. She's not with it.
She like, yeah, he gonna remember me after this, the type of thing. But so I thought that was funny.
Yeah, she's an idiot.
So after the outburst, they continued on. The defense, Diddy's lawyer, was arguing that the way that the hotel tape was edited can be misleading or misinterpreted. But then the prosecution argued that the video timestamps are generally off from videos. And I really didn't get that. I was maybe thinking like, they were looking at the time. I don't remember seeing a timestamp on the videos when they showed them. I don't remember seeing them. So I don't know. So I'm not sure what point they were trying to make there. And then they ended up discussing Diddy's jail clause, where he allegedly told people to hype up his birthday on social media.
Get the fuck out of here. Nobody give a fuck about your birthday, nigga. Fuck you
They
and your
did. They did.
birthday.
They didn't do a good job because I didn't hear anything about his
I ain't hear
birthday. They didn't.
shit.
I don't even know when his birthday is. So
Well,
they
right, when is his
obviously didn't.
birthday? Yeah, hype my birthday up for yeah. I'm sorry, we didn't. I think you know what his kids is the only ones I think that posted something because I seen something on Instagram. I think
Mhm.
the twin girls had posted some shit like that and had the
Mhm.
little baby love up there or whatever. So happy
Mhm.
50 or happy however old the nigga is. Birthday to my dad or whatever. This is like a couple days ago, but that was literally it. Ain't nobody hyping your fucking birthday up.
His birthday is November 4th.
I guess.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember that around that time. Anyway, so
We girl, please.
so continuing on, the hotel guard, his last name is Garcia, takes the stand again, right? After signing an immunity agreement. I was like, what he need an immunity agreement for? What he finna tell, right? So he
Mm.
ended up testifying that Diddy paid him $100,000 in cash in exchange for the hotel video.
Oh, so he could have got charged for accepting it. All right. Okay.
Yep.
So he testified that he did not initially recognize Cassie and Diddy on the video, and also stated that the police were not called because Cassie did not request it. So she didn't, say
Yeah, she
anything
was
to happen.
scared. Yeah,
Yeah. So
she was
following the
scared.
incident, Garcia said he received multiple calls from Diddy's chief of staff, Christina Coram, asking for the video, claiming that Diddy was intoxicated during the assault. She told his chief of staff that he would not give her the video and stated that she had to talk to the manager or get a subpoena, right? Um, then the chief of staff ended up calling Garcia with Diddy on the phone. Garcia testified that Diddy sounded nervous and was talking fast and stuttering. Diddy then asked for the video, stating that it could ruin his career. No shit.
Exactly.
Following the conversation with Diddy, Garcia then reached out to his supervisor, Bill Medrano. Medrano told Garcia that he would give Diddy the video, quote, for 50, which Garcia believed that he meant he would give Diddy the video for 50 grand. Okay. So Garcia then contacted the chief of staff, who then put him in contact with Diddy and Cassie. Garcia testified that Diddy instructed Cassie to say that she wanted the video to go away because it would be bad publicity amid the release of a movie she was starring in. I don't know what movie that was, so don't ask me. Um,
A
Diddy,
straight to Tubi movie.
because I'm like, I don't know what movie that was. So then Diddy requested for copies of IDs for Garcia, his supervisor Medrano, and the responding security guard to the incident, Israel Flores. And then Garcia texted the photos to Diddy. Garcia then met Diddy at a high-rise hotel to give him the footage that was put on a USB drive. Garcia testified that he was nervous and Diddy offered him some tea because his voice was cracking. Yeah, don't take nothing from him. Diddy asked Garcia if it was the only copy, and Garcia responded he believed that it was. Then Garcia was had to sign an NDA detailing that it was the only existing copy of the video. They showed a copy of the NDA to the jury, and Garcia was bound by that NDA to pay Diddy $1 million in the event of a breach of the agreement. Garcia testified that Diddy handed him a brown paper bag with $100,000 in cash. Diddy then asked him how he was going to spend it and told him to not make any large purchases. Garcia testified that he split the money with his boss Medrano, so he got $50,000. And then Henry Elias, who was the officer on duty at the time of the incident, got $20,000. And then Garcia kept the rest and bought a used car. So, yeah,
I ain't sharing shit. Like he gave me the $100,000.
no, right.
I'm
So
disappearing.
we get
I
into
quit.
No, for real.
we get into some deep stuff, paying people off, all types of stuff, right? So then Diddy's former CFO, Derek Ferguson, he was CFO from 1998 to 2017, testified. His was short. He said Diddy sometimes would charge personal expenses on his corporate credit card. And then I don't know if you guys remember when I first started talking about this case where Cassie's mom testified that Diddy blackmailed her and her husband, something about releasing, a video if he didn't give them, if they didn't give him 20 grand, right? And she supposedly gave it to him. So his CFO identified a transaction for $20,000 from Roderick Ventura, who is Cassie's father, then later showed a transfer of 20,000 that went to Cassie. Doesn't say what Cassie did with the money, if she gave it back to her parents, which I hope she would have, but he did identify those two transactions. So the transactions did happen. Then he further testified that he had never seen Diddy commit any acts of violent sexual assault or seen any of his employees commit illegal acts for him. And that was the end of his testimony. So then yet another person approaches. Brianna Bongolan, Cassie's friend, testified that Diddy dangled her, meaning herself, Brianna, over a 17th floor balcony in 2016, and that she suffered severe back and neck pain from the incident. Diddy allegedly was yelling at her, "You know what the F you did," even though she did not know who he was talking about. And she was asked who was there during the incident. Cassie was there, and then I guess Brianna's girlfriend was there, they said. And I guess Cassie, like they weren't like right there. Cassie must have came up and was like, "Were you just dangling her over the balcony?" type of thing. And that's pretty much where it went. She basically said she was scared. She felt dirty. She went home, took a shower. And she had like severe back and neck pain. And she also had a really big bruise like on her leg, right? And the defense, the prosecution showed like pictures of a bruise, and she did confirm that it was from that incident. So now this was kind of weird. She said she was advised by one of her managers to just go to a chiropractor. Like she told one of her managers, I don't know what like business.
That chiropractor ain't gonna do nothing for that type of shit. Dangling over, no. Anyways, carry on.
So she told one of her managers that she was scared, right? And she was still like she had injuries. So she said one of her managers told her not to, like, if she was still scared, to just go see a chiropractor. I was like, what? So she did just that, right? She kept her mouth shut. She went to go see the chiropractor. The chiropractor did ask her how she got injured. She didn't tell them. She just paid, and they gave her a neck brace. And then she also testified that at one point in time, she saw Diddy throw a knife at Cassie, but she did not tell the police because she was just scared. Okay, so that was the end of that questioning. Now we're moving into another major witness, another person by the name of Jane Doe, whose identity, of course, is not being given to us at this point. She took the stand, testified that she dated Diddy from 2021 to 2024. She said she started dating him after he dated one of her friends who went on and got married, and then she started dating Diddy. Apparently her baby daddy does not like Diddy, right? I'm like, who is all these people? But she did testify that she did cocaine, ecstasy, Molly. There was some type of pink powder every time she saw him. Sounds like she kind of sound like she kind of was going through what Cassie was called the freak offs, right? She called them hotel nights, or debauchery is what she would call them. Some hotel nights could last more than 24 hours, and they would go through more than two dozen bottles of baby oil in a night.
Hold the fuck on.
I still try to figure out what he was doing with the rubber duckies. So,
okay, so where the fuck is Young Miami with in all of this? Because we was seeing her ass, they was fucking too. Where the fuck is Young Miami when all of this?
No, so that's why I was trying to piece that timeline together. I'm gonna have to do some a deep dive into that. But I was like 24 bottles of baby oil. What was y'all doing
Exactly.
in the night?
Doing a lot of body massaging. A lot of
In,
happy endings.
in the night. So these hotel nights would include and this is over the age of 18 stuff, y'all. So these hotel nights would include multiple rounds of sex with a male entertainer. She would become tired and want to stop, but Diddy would encourage her and keep going and give her ecstasy. Uh, Sex would end with the entertainer ejaculating on her, and she would not clean it up. Instead, she would have sex with Diddy, and Diddy would like to play around with the semen.
What the fuck?
Man,
This is
listen.
worse. This sounds
So he
worse
might as
than
well just join the shit. Join with him and just let the dude.
Yeah, the dude, yep. So the escort would go first and ejaculate on Jane Doe, and then he'll be in the corner watching. Right. So this is like this, her testimony mirrors Cassie's. Like he would
Yeah.
be in the corner watching her have sex. They said one of the male entertainers that was having sex with Cassie testified and said he liked to play around in it. Now here we go, Jane Doe saying that he liked to play around in it. Everybody can't be lying, right?
at least they wasn't getting defecated on with Vince like Vince McMahon was doing.
Oh
Allegedly.
Lord.
Allegedly.
Allegedly my ass.
Woo, child. So, so apparently Jane Doe was in love with Diddy, right? And she sent out several texts to him stating that she didn't want to be part of these hotel nights anymore, how it made her feel and stuff like that. And she's saying now that she could see that she was confusing his lust for love. I don't know why you would have thought that was love, but so, and then she testified that at one point Diddy was taking too many pills and she wanted him to get sober. He agreed to do 30 days without drugs, but that only lasted 18 hours.
Come on now.
Mm.
Good
He's
luck
on
with
too
that.
many pills and then he stopped cold turkey. Okay. 18 hours. That was withdrawal time.
Nigga,
But
that was enough to go do some interviews, take some photos, sign some autographs, and come back and do this shit
and
again.
come back and keep doing it. Yeah. She talked about one time after having sex with two male entertainers in one night, she threw up because of all of everything they were doing. And Diddy replied, quote, "Good. Now you're ready for the third guy. He's here."
Oh.
I told
So that's love, right? Okay.
What's love got to do?
A lot.
So I feel like her testimony is just getting started.
Yeah.
She was the last person on the stand at the end of the week. So I'm really interested in seeing what else that she talks about, what else comes to light, if it's going to be anything new. Because right now it just sounds like I said, she's kind of mirroring Cassie's testimony as far as the hotel stuff is concerned. But like I was saying, people are trying to figure out who Jane Doe was, right? We all know 50 Cent is a troll, right?
Mm-hmm.
So 50 Cent posted a picture of his baby mama on Instagram, Daphne Joy, with the caption, quote, does anyone know who Jane Doe is? I'm trying to research for the Diddy doc. But he had a picture of his baby mama with the caption.
I hope that
Not
that's
him being
not.
that messy.
Yes.
He was being messy. So now
He
people
can't
are
stand P. Diddy.
speculating that it's her. I haven't seen anything posted like her response to what he did. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But
So this bitch ain't saying yay or nay. Yep, she did it. She's Jane Doe.
but the messiness will continue next week, and I'll make sure I'll bring updates on our next episode.
All
That's
right. I just want to go on record and say, clap back is a hell of a drink.
Well, okay, so Please
But
explain to the world what the fuck is a flapjack besides
No, clapjack. I mean clapback.
flapjack. Flap.
wait, clap
Okay,
back.
the back. What does that mean? What
So
is in this drink?
so my cousin sent me a thing on Messenger saying it was this dude, he was tasting the wine and she said, "Oh, you should find this wine." So I was at a repast that didn't have no liquor. So then I went next door to the liquor store to give me some liquor. And then I had bought some Minute Maid, some spiked Minute Maid.
I saw that.
So I bought that. And then the lady was like, "Hey, we got that clap back too." I'm like, "That sounds familiar." I turned around and looked. And I was like, "Oh, that's the wine my cousin had wanted me to try." So then I bought 2 bottles of that too while I was there. So Sunday, well,
You've been
no,
drinking
Sunday,
since
Saturday, yesterday.
Drinking since Saturday, y'all. No,
Yeah,
Friday.
no, this is Saturday. Oh, well, yeah, I bought it on Friday. Yeah. So
Mm.
then Saturday, my cousin come over and she get there like 5:30 something,
Mhm.
and we started drinking it or whatever. I'm like, "Oh, this is real good. It's sweet. It don't have no bad taste to it or nothing. It's like it tastes really good."
Mm-hmm.
And then my cousin Joan Marie Clayton and had called me and said that they was gonna be making some jerk chicken burgers and some brats and stuff, so they wanted us to come over. So I called that bald headed Heffatina and said, "Well, Joan Marie Clayton is putting some of them turkey burgers and stuff on the grill, and me and my cousin was going over there." So we get over to Joan Marie Clayton house, and Joan and William is outside already. Was already outside already, and my cousin they was all sitting out there already. I mean, my cousin gonna say, she said, "Oh, I'm kind of tipsy off that wine." I said, "I don't feel nothing."
He said this all night, y'all.
I said,
He said it the
I,
whole night.
I don't feel nothing at all. I had some of Tina. She had bought some Casamigos. I had some of that.
Oh,
And then I opened up the second bottle that I brought with me because we drunk nearly the first majority of the first bottle before going over there. So then I opened up the second bottle. I'm still drinking. I said, I still don't feel nothing. My cousin, I'm tipsy. I'm afraid to go home. I'm drunk. So she ended up leaving. And I was like, I still don't feel nothing. And then
I
I
had
don't
told him to pour me a little bit. Like, let me see what it tastes like, right? I probably had about this much in my glass. I was like, oh, this kind of strong. Coming from over here drinking tequila straight. And he tried
right.
like, this kind of strong. And he was like, is it? I'm like, yeah, you
At
messed
that point, you
with
stop texting it at
I
that
was
point.
like, no, 'cause I was like, I don't feel nothing. I just kept on.
honey, the way you got up off that couch at the end of the night, I was
I didn't start. It's funny because all right, so it's so funny because Joan was like, for some reason I went outside. Oh, we gotta talk about the repass or whatever. And he
Mhm.
was like, and he asked me about the obituary. I was talking about the obituary. I was like, "Oh yeah, it's in the car. I can go get it for you." And so then I don't know. Some time went by. We was watching for some reason. Pose was on TV, and I'm still drinking and stuff. He had some more and stuff. And
He was
then
in the corner talking
he was
about,
right. He was over in the corner having a whole emotional moment.
oh, this
He
is
was
so
like,
sad.
"Bitch, what the fuck is in this drink? Is this?" He's like, "Is this Mad Dog of wine? Like, what the fuck is this shit?"
He's like, this
He
is a
said,
bad dog 2020 moment. Exactly. I've been going on for 20 minutes. I've had a whole.
he's like, "I don't went through all the emotions over here." He's like, "Bitch, I'm not drinking no more."
We was just over there conversating.
Right.
William
So
was
me and
sleeping on the
Tina,
couch.
we just over there, just me and Tina just over here talking. He over here with this obituary. He said, I had took a picture to keep in my phone. He said,
Yeah.
he's like, "Bitch, I don't with all the emotions over here." He said, "I'm over here reminiscing on the back of the day, and I'm over here tearing up and shit and started crying. Like, bitch, what the fuck is in this drink?" So I didn't feel it until I stood up. We was getting ready to leave, and I stood up.
I bet.
I ain't get a text that asked me had I made it home safe.
Look, that's how them.
all I,
That's how that shit is. You damn it tastes
all I
like juice.
remember, I was telling Tina, I remember driving home. I remember pulling in my garage. That's it.
Damn.
Wait, because when I was driving home, it was like I'm like, oh, this is like that one time I left Tina's house and everybody headlight looked like the little stars that you drive. I was like, I was like, oh my god. But I was still sober. I was sober
No, the hell
because
you wouldn't.
He kept saying that all night too. He
I
kept
was
saying,
I was I was I was sober.
So how did you get up
So
off the couch?
somebody got to tell you they sober, they are not sober.
I was
And I
sober.
Exactly.
told you that last
Because
I
night.
done had I
I
done
didn't
had a few of them
say
nights.
I could honestly I didn't feel the real side effects of it until this morning when I woke up.
Because 4
so
o'clock,
wait,
I had
so
to call
wait,
you like, are
I'm
you
a,
alive?
so wait. So I had put on my book and stuff. I'm trying to listen to my book. I said I had the TV turned off. I said I'm ready to just sit here and just relax for this little bit of moment, whatever. And then my mama had interrupted me, talking about I thought you said you was gonna barbecue this stuff for me. So I had to get up and go barbecue and shit. I was mad about that. But like I said, I didn't have a headache when I woke up, but it just felt like my head was spinning. Like for like a couple of hours is like I told Tina, I'm like, I don't think it stopped spinning until feel like I was spinning until like 2 o'clock this afternoon.
Damn.
It
Yeah,
just
I'm
felt
not.
I
Well,
just
you
kept
know what they
having it.
say? You should drink some more liquor to make you feel better.
So
I
wait,
messed
one part I do remember after I got home, and I think this is probably why I didn't call Tina. Because I was like, oh, it's a liquor in a cup right there that I ain't finished. It was sitting in my coaster and on the couch.
And you
So I
finished
picked the
it.
cup up and I down the cup and went got in bed.
That did it, right? That little ass shit, that did it right there. That fucked you up. That did it right
That
there.
part I do remember. I downed the cup and got in bed.
That is a
That's
shame.
what did it right there.
That is a shame.
I said, oh damn, I didn't finish
Luckily,
this.
I had on all my clothes and stuff when I woke up this morning.
Yeah, you a drunk ain't
So
shit.
it was fun though. It was a fun, unexpected night.
It was. We was by the fire pit after they got done barbecuing. It was fun.
I don't give a
Yeah.
fuck. I want to invite it.
Well, you that one who don't want to be on Facebook.
Well, I'm sorry, shit. You look, we got Instagram.
Hmm.
You can write me on Instagram, or do I gotta do one of the pop ups?
And speaking
Hey,
of,
somebody here on 11th Street.
and
Damn
speaking
it.
of, it's this heifer's fault. Oh wait, let me switch these cameras. Hold the hell on. Yeah, it's the heifer fault with the Green Bay Packers jersey on. It's her fault that
What?
What happened?
girl, you better not be fertile. Why your stomach look like you fertile?
Cause bitch, I'm fat and I'm bloated. I'm on my what's the name? Okay.
Girl, you look fertile. Anyway,
Tell
Absolutely not.
your business.
Absolutely not.
whatever.
First of all, I'm not doing shit to be fertile. So,
Oh.
anyways,
It ain't none of your
It's
business.
this heifer fault. It's this heifer fault that I'm hosting a watch party for the fucking Noah's Ark movie on the 20th.
bitch, I said I was coming over to do to we was gonna do it together. You put on it's a Facebook talking about a watch
Hey,
party.
because
You
because
did that.
because Marcus talking about he was gonna come, and then I think Joe Marie Clayton might be coming. Hopefully she don't bring William because William like
Uh,
to talk. And William he can't be talking during the movie.
Yeah, he can't. He gotta shut the fuck up.
Yeah, so William ain't gonna be able to talk.
No, for real, cause I just watched. They got the shit on Paramount. I just watched the very last movie that they made. So I'm caught up now. So you know he got to shut the fuck
Did you
up.
watch the Roller Chronicles?
Yes, I did.
Oh, because they had the Roller Chronicles too, in like
Mhm.
2020.
Yep.
To
Yeah, that noise our shit.
just how you decide to do this while I'm at work.
huh?
What time you gotta go to work? You work that day?
See what
It's a
had happened
Friday.
was, see what had
Uh
happened was,
oh.
I thought the 20th was on a Sunday. I didn't know it was a Friday.
What made you think it was Sunday?
Hell, I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
I just assumed that it was a Sunday. Like, oh, it's Paramount. They're probably gonna put it out. I just figured it's Sunday, but it turned out to be
Friday.
Friday.
Mm,
Damn, Tina Marie Haslett.
mm, mm,
So it's all your fault.
It ain't my fault. Shit. I said I was coming over to watch it because I didn't want to watch it by myself. Because that's our thing. We watch Noah together.
And then
You
everybody
decide.
Neighborhood.
Huh?
But guess what, Tina Marie? You got time to go tell them people, hey, I need a personal day. And come over. You got time.
She gonna watch us. She gonna watch it with us in spirit.
Weeks notice.
Hell, them people they can die tomorrow. Go and put your time in and tell and tell the people, hey, I'm PTO on the 20th. PTO. Pay time off. PTO on the 20th.
Woo, child.
Mm-hmm.
You got time? It's like 2 weeks from now.
I gotta put in a 21 day notice.
So what we gonna do is we just gonna I'm gonna video call her and she gonna have to just beat her on video call while we watch it.
Damn, Tina Marie.
Work. Y'all gonna make me miss SmackDown. But anyway. I guess that being said, with the time we got left on the clock, I guess we can head into final thoughts. If that's what we're gonna do. Is we gonna do final thoughts?
Guess so.
Oh, it's me this time. Okay. Okay, final thoughts in the Sade Robinson trial. I'm pleased with the conviction, but I don't feel like that it's going to give her family any solace behind it. Just because I feel like it was kind of random. Oh, something I forgot to tell y'all. Remember, Anthony, we was trying to figure out if that was the first time they had met each other. The jury got a chance to see security surveillance at Victor's, I believe, 3 days before they went on their dates. And they were together and they were laughing and they were talking. So that wasn't the first time. But anywho, it's really sad that this happened. Something like this hasn't been televised in our city in quite a many years. It was very disturbing and unnecessary.
Dahmer trials.
Yep. So my thoughts and prayers out to her family. As far as this whole political nonsense, I said it last time we were on air. I absolutely dislike it. I hate it. It drains my energy from me. So that's a Martell thing, but it just seems like it's just getting messier and crazier and crazier and crazier. And I just hope we all get through this together in one piece. And that's my final thought.
You just hop me on, I guess. Oh, okay. I guess my final thought is
she's still bald headed.
Whatever. I got hair now. Okay, I'm almost like y'all. Whatever. Anyways, but the Sade Anderson, Lord Jesus, Sade Robinson thing, that's very heartbreaking. I don't like that because it hit so close to home because where the car was burnt at was down the street from my house. And in a way, I feel like damn, I could have stopped, dude. Because I go to that liquor store. I go to that liquor store almost every day. I don't be sound like a drunk, but whatever. I'm just saying, like, it's just that very day that my ass was not there, where I could have stopped him, because that was I have a 19-year-old, and I wish the motherfucker would. That's all I'm gonna say.
And that's your final thought?
Yeah, that's my final thought.
What's going on, everybody? What's going on? So my final thought is everybody friend, as you can see with Donald Trump, Elon, they wasn't real friends. It was all just an exchange of money. It was all just for a political gain. And people are not your friends. And y'all need to start doing better at electing your officials. Stop getting these old white men. Stop voting for people that was born before 1970. Stop voting for them to be in office. Just stop it. We don't need these people who was born in the 30s, 40s, and 50s, still in Congress, still making laws to determine our futures. And then most of the time, these new laws that they're passing now, we don't feel the effects of those laws until 4 to 5 years later, when those really start to go into effect. And then by that time, half of them gonna be dead. So stop voting for these motherfuckers.
Oh Lord, y'all. Rant, y'all.
Yes, rant.
That was my
Yeah.
final thought. Stop voting for them old ass motherfuckers.
No, for real.
Period.
And with, and with that being said, thank you all for tuning in to this episode of Same Cast Different Day Podcast. Don't forget to check out our social media pages. You can find us on YouTube, Same Cast Different Day Podcast, on TikTok, Same Cast DFNT Day Podcast on TikTok and Instagram. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook, which is Same Cast Different Day Podcast. Thank you all for tuning in to this episode. And we will see you all on the next one. All right, y'all have a good one. Okay.
Bye.
All right, we're gonna see y'all. All right, okay. Okay.